I've done all this work for you and got you 10 sides of ranch and you still won't even tip me right. So here's the thing. Alright guys, part 2 of me ranting about the things that you guys sent me. Yes, part 2 is being filmed in the same day, actually the very next second, but I can like do whatever I want to do. Okay, I left off on how straight men think they're oppressed. Currently, cis hetero white men have me exhausted. Y'all are really tiring me out. I'm tired. If it don't apply, let it fly. Like, obviously I'm not talking about all of you guys, but it's just so funny because cis het white men are the least oppressed group in America, and for some reason now they're pushing this narrative that they're the most oppressed because somebody might think that they're racist, or somebody might think that they're misogynist, or somebody might think that they're homophobic. And what's funny is they'll say that and follow it up with something racist, misogynist, or homophobic. That's what's crazy to me. It's like if somebody thinking that about you is your version of oppression, then I don't think you've ever been oppressed. As a black woman, it crosses my mind sometimes how my little brother might not come home, or how my dad might not come home, or how I'm more likely than a white woman to die during childbirth, or more likely to be denied care by a doctor simply because my skin was brown when I was born. But somebody might think I'm racist. That's your form of oppression? No, I'm so tired of y'all. Y'all have me exhausted. Y'all need to stop. Bouncing off of that, another topic, white privilege. I'm trying to figure out why it's so hard for white people to accept that they have white privilege. And I think, not even like I'm trying to figure it out, I think I figured it out. I think like if a white person were to accept that they had white privilege, they would have to also accept that they're a part of a racist system, and they don't want to think that they have any kind of hand in racism, because I think a lot of people see racism as like, ooh, racism, like bad person. And yet that's probably the worst quality like that you can have. But like, there are a lot of nice people who are racist. Like, y'all have to change how y'all look at racism, because it's causing a lot of people to not address their own racism because they don't want to accept the person who they are, because they think it makes them someone else. And it's like, no, you were born into a racist system, so you were taught it, so you have to unlearn it. But it's just so easy to address privilege. Watch this. I'm a straight woman. If I hold hands with the person I love, I don't have to worry about being harassed. Privilege. Straight privilege right there. You see how easy that was? It took me 1 second. That doesn't mean that I don't struggle in other ways, but it just means that I'll never struggle in that way. And that's what white privilege is. It doesn't mean that you haven't had a hard life. It just means that your life will never be made harder from you being white. For some reason, the idea of addressing your privilege and thinking about equality makes you feel like you're being oppressed. I don't know, but I also don't care about your feelings. I'll tell you that much. And you got to get over it for the greater good. I'll tell you that much.
What's up, Bree? What's up, Keith? Boom, boom.
Okay, let me stop getting distracted. Okay, taking a hard, different turn somewhere else. People that don't tip right. Y'all, I've said this before. If you can't tip right, don't go out to eat. Just don't even go out to eat, because servers work off of tips. I understand in other countries they pay their servers. I wish they paid their servers here. We get paid like $2 an hour, and that really goes to taxes. And what we make, like our take home, is our tips. And sometimes it goes pretty well, sometimes it doesn't. Please understand that I didn't choose to not be paid. All I can do is serve you, and I'm a good server. Like, don't take it out on me that you're mad that tipping exists, because I feel like people do that. Like, they get mad that like at the idea of tipping, and then I've done all this work for you and got you 10 sides of ranch and you still won't even tip me right. Also, tip right. 20% is the minimum. I heard somebody say like
20% is if somebody does a really good job.
No, that's the minimum, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, I'll give a bad server 20%. Like, because that's the bare minimum. If I'm going out to eat and I'm broke, if I'm going out to eat, my tab is usually gonna be like $20, $30 just for one person. I'm tipping 50% because it's not that hard. Tipping $10 or $15, what is like it's one night you're going out to eat. You don't go out to eat every single day. You can afford to tip half your bill, because when you think about it, like 20% of $20, that's just $4 for your server. Or on the other hand, 20% of $30, that's $6 for your server. What if you had to take home a $6 tip? Wouldn't you much rather want a $10 tip or a $15 tip so you can pay? I got car insurance to pay. I would love to pay my car insurance and get a haircut. Please tip me right for doing good work for you. Okay, yummy snack choices. Y'all know I love food. I love to eat. Tortilla chips, buffalo dip. Lipton onion soup mix powder and sour cream to make onion dip, and use it with some salt and vinegar chips. Eat it with some salt and vinegar chips. I'm telling you right now, chicken ramen. I also can consider a slice of pizza a snack. Amazing. Caramel popcorn and Cheez-Its, a mango, mozzarella sticks, jalapeno poppers, goat cheese bites. Like, oh my gosh. Okay, mainstream media and who controls it. Mainstream media is run by old, white, conservative billionaire men. And this is not my opinion. You can actually go look it up. It's mostly white conservative men. There's like 6 companies that control the media. Believe me if you want to, don't believe me if you want to, but look it up. Also, what's your opinion on the Electoral College? Abolish it. Should have been abolished a long time ago, actually. I don't think it represents what the country wants. There are a lot of arguments that say like,
Well, if we didn't have electoral college, then California and Texas would be basically electing the president.
I don't think it makes any sense. It's also weirdly tied to the 3/5 compromise, which if anything is tied to slavery, get rid of it. Even though slaves didn't have no freedom and couldn't vote, Southern states still wanted to find some way to count them. What kind of cognitive dissonance do you have to practice to be able to try to count slaves as a part of the population, but still not want to count them as a part of the population, because then you would have to acknowledge that they were people? It's the racism for me. I'm over it. My lips also are dry. Y'all, I didn't even get to tell y'all that my lips broke, okay? I started using this strawberry flavored Carmex, which I should have listened to my gut because I've used it before and it never works. Fragrant things don't work well for me. I need plain Jane Carmex. Also, if you sent me a topic and I didn't answer it, it's just because there are a lot and I'm getting really jumbled up and I feel like I've missed some. Like, I tried to organize them kind of, but I think I'm missing a lot actually. So please, if you didn't hear yours, don't think it's intentional. I don't think you'll be mad at me, but don't think it's intentional. Not the lighting coming from the side. I have to adjust my position. When people don't close the door and you hear the click sound, why would you not leave it like you found it? Leave it like you found it. Leaving it like closed without the click is almost worse than leaving it cracked or wide open, because you played me for a fool. You had me thinking, had me wishing, and you didn't follow through. That's what it is. Deception and lies. Also, I'm just gonna let my insecurities speak really fast. I don't know if these rants are like good. Like, and I'm not saying that so y'all can comment and be like, ooh, they're good. Like, no, I want y'all to know my true feelings for real. I often, like, before I edit a video, I think that it's weird and bad. And then I edit it and I'm like, okay, it's actually not. Ooh, I just did clean parking. Ooh, let's end with this one because I think this is the last one anyway. Once again, I'm sorry if there was someone who I just didn't get to. There was so many and I'm still like very confused actually. All right, the last one is choreographers taking your choreography without giving you credit. This one is such a tricky one for me because it's like really frustrating for me feeling like my work has been stolen, but I also enjoy a collaborative dance process, but I think there's a really fine line. I think that when it comes to choreographers and their dancers, they have to work really hard at making their dancers feel like that they will be recognized for their work. Like, personally, if I was a choreographer, and it was like a really collaborative process, I would try to find every way to make it clear that that the choreography that they see, it wasn't just coming out of my brain. Like, if people were like saying like, oh my gosh, your piece was so good, or this was amazing, or you choreographed this solo on this person. Like, let's say I was working with a soloist and I was choreographing a solo for the soloist, but they came up with a lot of it. If people were thanking me, I'd be like, we did this together. Like, this was an us project. So I think it's important to just always give credit where credit is due. That is always safe. But with that said, y'all, like this video if you want to, share this video if you want to, subscribe to me if you want to, comment things that you would like to see for fun, for not fun. I don't know what you guys like. Please, 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 please comment. Like, that really helps my videos. I put out new videos every single Friday, so I'll see you guys next Friday. Bye.